one thing that a lot of people don't realize is that nobody's coming to save you. That if you really want healing and you want a better life, then you need to save yourself. And that's what a lot of people don't get. A lot of people want, please, somebody come save me. Please be my savior. Please tell me that you love and accept me. Please give me the love and acceptance that I never got growing up, or, that I can't even give myself. But you have to learn to give it to yourself. And if somebody can give you love and acceptance, then great. But if they pull it back, which a lot of people, unfortunately, there are a lot of people out there that are toxic and who will pull love and affection and whatever, but they will pull it back. And games are not cool at all. Let me just say that. They're not cool. But if you've already loved and fully accepted yourself, then you don't need that love and acceptance that they're dangling over your head. You don't need it because you can give it to yourself. But unfortunately, it's a less popular route. Most people rather, walk around with their problems and try to avoid the fact that they have problems, and almost to the fact where they create more problems, like I don't know, people with drinking problems or smoking problems, or I don't know, addicted to whatever. I'm not even going to get into that, but a shopping problem. There's other addictions and problems, but nobody's coming to save you. I am so sorry. There are other people who have done the healing work who can show you how we have healed, but we can't do it for you. You have to do it yourself, and you have to be your own hero. But in order to do that, you need to realize that a lot of the habits that you had, especially if you came from a traumatic environment, they are rooted in a dysregulated nervous system. So if you truly want to heal, you need to learn to regulate your nervous system, and you also need to raise your frequency. But a lot of this stuff, unfortunately, is not very popular. Which is fine, but, I don't know. Me, 10, 15 years ago, I was fine. I was kind of keeping it together. But, I would disassociate, with my complex PTSD. I would, have a hard time, I would think that everybody was against me kind of thing. Because guess what? Growing up, a lot of people were against me. At least my own mother was. And then, it's just... So I expected that because that's what I experienced. But that's not always the case. You can't just take one set of experiences and say that this is it through across the board. No, it's not that way. And sometimes we have certain seasons in our life, and maybe we have a season in our life that is rooted in, maybe getting very broken, because a lot of the healers, we came here to get very broken, and then we learned to put ourselves back together so we can show other people that it's possible, and also we can be that example and that light, and that's just what we do as healers. But, some people, they're, in a different season of their life, and you can't make, just because you went through something, 20 years ago doesn't mean that it's what you're supposed to experience for the rest of your life. You have to let go of that, and you have to learn to almost view yourself, your habits, your own reactions from an outside third-party perspective. Start journaling with them. We get so attached to our own triggers and our own behavior, the way that we're so used to behaving. We think it's normal, but we're so attached to it. You can take a lesson from Aquarius, detach, man. If you can detach, life is so much easier. Detach. Detach from your own emotions, from your own experiences. Just detach. Doesn't mean necessarily that you don't feel anything for it. It just means that you're not so wrapped up in all those emotions. And you get what I'm saying? I'm sure you do. But I'm sorry, guys. Nobody's going to save you. You need to save yourself. And let me tell you, it's a long, hard, lonely road. But let me tell you something. Being stuck in those old trauma responses like that I was several years ago, ooh, I don't want that life. This life, even though I had to put in some work for it, anything worth having, you put in work for it. Life's not going to hand you something beautiful on a silver platter and say, here you go. If you really want it, it's really worth it. It's going to take some work. But I guarantee you, you will feel so much happier once you put in that work and once you start experiencing that and how life really should be. And you become detached from all those triggers and all those emotional responses. And you learn to let go of abandonment wounds, let go of rejection wounds. Let go. At the end of the day, we are all gonna die. And we only have one life. So it's about time that you grab it by the balls and you actually start doing something with your life and start, doing what you truly you came here to do. I sure as hell knew I wasn't meant to pass down this shit to generations through generations. I was here to be the curse breaker. I was here to put an end to it. Put an end to that toxic behavior, a way of treating your kids. Also, too, let me add, I have heard stories about parents who just blame certain kids for things that are not even their fault. That is unacceptable. And we need to do better as parents because, stop blaming and shaming your kids for things that are not even fucking their fault. Because guess what? They're going to just automatically take the blame. And then we wonder why people with massive amounts of trauma and parental figures who constantly blamed us for things that weren't even our fault constantly apologize. We've learned to go ahead and take the blame of something that wasn't even our fault because we were going to get blamed for it anyways. Might as well start apologizing so, we could just move on with it and maybe, at least for me, in my case, my own mother can somehow regulate her nervous system, but that was never going to happen. She unfortunately was never able to do that. And she was so stuck in all her trauma and stuff, she couldn't even see a way out. But I, in essence, kind of became a punching bag. I kind of became the person to blame. She took it all out on me. And I learned at a very young age that I felt alone in this world, that I couldn't trust people, and I had such a hard time. I had so many walls put up around me that, don't let people in. Don't let people in. They're just going to hurt you. Don't let people in. That's not always the case. From what I experienced back, when I was younger, yeah, of course, I could see how I could make that general belief or assumption about life, but that is not how life is. And there are actually genuinely good people out there, but there are also a lot of people who, in my experience, a lot of family members can treat you like complete shit, and complete strangers will treat you so good. But that's besides the point. At least the hand that I was dealt. But that's okay. But you know what? I take all this shit, that, kind of, excuse my language, all this crap that life kind of gave me, and I try to make something beautiful out of it. It may not be something beautiful, but when I get done with it, I'm going to use it to help others. I will use it to use my voice because I was silenced for so long, to speak up about it, to raise awareness. So other people going through it will at least have somebody that can say, hey, I've been there. I know what you're going through. Here's my instruction manual. Please feel free to use it. Take any of my tips or any of my, that's just me though. I'm a transmuter. I take something ugly and I make something beautiful out of it. That's just what I do. But anyways, that's besides the point. But just know, I'm sorry, guys. Nobody's coming to save you. If you truly want saving, you need to save yourself. But you got this, guys. You got this.